I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit, your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop, it's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired, can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. The beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready. 47, Mike 47. Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day.
This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
47's a Mike, boy, 47. Check, 47.
Brissett now. Looking for Funchess, but it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
You got juice, son.
And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
Double dog, that's the way.
They'll start on the ground with Mack. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
First down, Brissett. This one complete to Devin Funchess. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Complete to Devin Funchess. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 43-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
47's the mic.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Here's Brissett. And this one complete right side to Funchess. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the Broncos' 42-yard line.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Matt. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check. 47. Check, 47. I got you. Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 47.
Here's Brissett. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Defense, let's go. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. Watch the screen. 47 Mike. 47 Mike. Mike 47.
On 2nd down, Brissett again. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Adam Gotsis, the Aussie, with a sack. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the 1st quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the...
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Von Miller has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Brissett to throw for it on 4th. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Von Miller, and that will force a turnover on downs.
Ready? 18, Gator. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Philip Lindsay. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
On 2nd and a yard. Lock. Screen pass to Lindsay. And he's brought down. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback. that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Ready?
They'll try to run with Lindsey. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal. Lock now on 3rd and goal. And it's caught. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And McManus able to put it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone. Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
A 2nd down throw for Brissett. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Quit talking about it and bring it. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. Go. Move down. 47 mic. 47 mic. That's it. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. 47's the mic. 47 ready.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33.
Brings up 4th down.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Left side Doyle with it. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
1st and 10 at the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
That's what I do.
They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 36-yard line.
Down. 47's the mic. You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
On 2nd and 11 now. Brissett looking deep for Hilton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
A gain of 6 there on first. Sutton is part of a good young receiving core for the Broncos. They liked Sutton enough last year. They traded away Demaryius Thomas, if you remember, halfway through the season. And Sutton, he responded. Rookie campaign looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that?
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jabal Sheard wreaking the defensive havoc.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 3rd and long, it's locked. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Let's go, man. At their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Don't be scared of it.
You go tight over. You got tight right there.
Brissett toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Watch the run. Good stop, baby. That's amazing.
On 3rd down, Brissett. He's going to air one out. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him, Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Finds his rookie first-rounder. It's Noah Fant. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Margus Hunt able to take him down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first, this from 41. The kick by McManus is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the 2nd half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s. Back-to-back, what a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. To try again after the sack. Brissett, and his throw is incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, We know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway.
We got this.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turn that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Oh, he shifts past him. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Now on 2nd and 13. Locke. He'll find Lindsey here. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Cortland Sutton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. From the gun, it's Locke. And he's got it. And he is not going to be able to break free as they wrap him up right at the line of scrimmage. And the try for 2 is going to come up empty. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Throwing again, Brissett on 2nd and 10. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. It'll be a gain of 4. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw, Brissett. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Todd Davis. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick 6 last year, remember it. But it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs. And they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They start the drive with Ware, and he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. 15 yards on the play, first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call...
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Von Miller racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting... And now here's another interception. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
On first down, Lindsey. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4. Well, we talked about Philip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted, down the numbers, there he goes. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Philip Lindsay, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. McManus's point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Brissett now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing, Brissett able to find the rookie from Ohio State, Paris Campbell. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Paris Campbell with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Colts are able to draw a bit closer. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. In on the tackle, Kamoko Toure.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 45-yard line.
Hey, echo.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Lock. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 39.
16 yards. And the Broncos first down.
Back now in Indianapolis. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a carry for Lindsey. Oh, good move. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Pierre Desir in on the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Check 55. Check 55.
Now.
Throwing on 2nd down. Lock. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Sutton. 15 yards on the play. First down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs. Hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Philip Lindsay. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Broncos push further out in front. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Brissett sets to throw it. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Bradley Chubb, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Brissett. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46. Brissett. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It give it and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. They'll run here with Lindsey. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
The outlaw. 64. Weak.
Third down.
Mike, check.
Ready.
Throwing his lock on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Let's get off the field.
To throw is Brissett. Ebron with it over the middle. And down he'll go at the 25.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot. Not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen in this one.
You're exactly right. They've taken him out of the game. That was just his first catch. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bradley Chubb, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, standing just about on his own goal line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Taken at about the 36. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. It's a gain of 34. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them. And now it's been a real issue for him during this game.
No gain on the screen there. It's second down. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. A lot going to throw it here. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The Broncos on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is third and goal.
Let's make these babies crawl all the way back home. Hey, exit.
Again, it's Locke. And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
God, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead will swell by one more. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Here we go. 34's the mic. 34's the mic. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Watch twist. Watch twist. Watch twist. 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 Mike 34. Mike 20.
Here's Brissett. Now a desperation throw deep down. And my goodness, another interception. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily...
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
that's all.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Denver, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
S-T-R-O. Yeah. How many of y'all came to win? Oh, they asking my name, huh? You ready? S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend the day with you. I'm out in my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I got it.